sequel trilogy as a whole be better if JJ had written and directed The Last Jedi? Well, I think JJ was involved in writing, but he wasn't like the writer, which, like, they brought in Michael Arndt, who worked on it for a year. That was a big deal. The guy that wrote Toy Story 3, Oscar nominations, he's going to write it. He worked on it for a year, and then, well, it's not quite working, so JJ came in. I think Lawrence Kasdan worked on it a little bit. And so they had a lot of people working on it to try and find what they wanted to do. Would it have been better? I think if you'd had one team, not specifically JJ writing it, but like JJ and his team, whatever writers he wanted to come in, they said, here's the trilogy we want to make. So thematically it's the same. It doesn't feel like we're setting up Finn to do something important and then he does nothing of relevance for the next two movies. Like, what a wasted character. Oh, Snoke, that's probably a big deal. No, Snoke is not a big deal. Even stuff like, like some of the stuff like with Rian Johnson, he had to work with where JJ had put him. JJ put Luke Skywalker in isolation on an island all by himself. Rian had to come up with a reason for that. Well, if JJ had to tell the next story, maybe he wouldn't have done that because it wrote him into a corner or wrote Rian into a corner. So I think having consistency in the writing team would have made a huge difference. It's tough to know what that would have been, though. Like, obviously, originally, we know very much what Colin Trevorrow was going to do with his Duel of the Fates, his episode 9. But even that was three, like, different people doing three different things. I think if you stick with one creative team trying to tell one cohesive story rather than I'll write this and I'll throw it off to you and then you do whatever you want to do with it and then we'll throw it off to another person to do what they want to do with it. Oh crap, we don't want him. He put out a bad movie. JJ, it's back to you. Fix it. Make it so everyone's happy again. Make it safe again. That's like the worst possible way to do things. But if I were to reevaluate everything, JJ wasn't my first pick 10 years ago. It was Brad Bird. He went on to do Tomorrowland instead. But you get like Lawrence Kasdan. I'd have to have a whole pitch of, I wouldn't, if I'm getting to rewrite history, I would get someone besides Kathleen Kennedy in charge of Star Wars. Someone that's a little bit more of a vision caster than just a bean counter CEO. And then you bring in someone like a Lawrence Kasdan that can work with the visionary to write a script, and then maybe a JJ, but maybe a Brad Bird or a Jon Favreau make this trilogy of films working with this team. But I would think about it very differently.
Most of these clips are pulled from my Patreon live streams. I do about 6 live streams every single month. For $2 per month, $20 per year, you can get access to all the exclusive videos and live streams. For $5 per month, you get your name on my end card. At the top tier, you get a 30-minute video chat with me each month. The link down below in the description has more information.